Although Keith Pelley's exit from the DP World Tour was made official on Thursday, the CEO has promised to stay on for 3 months in order to supervise the last phases of the Golf Peace Treaty. CEO of the DP World Tour, Keith Pelley, is leaving the organization and has stated that he anticipates a contract being finalized between the PGA Tour, Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, and the Wentworth-based circuit prior to his official departure in April. When the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour announced plans to collaborate with PIF in June of last year, the sports world was taken aback. It was anticipated that the agreement would bring professional golf back together and put an end to the rivalry between the two tours and LIV Golf. They had initially set a deadline of December 31 to sign off the agreement, but with negotiations taking longer than first thought, the target was missed last month. In the hours before the deadline, the PGA Tour announced that they were remaining in talks with PIF, as well as US-based investor, Strategic Sports Group, SSG. Pelley now expects that after the delays, the deal will finally be completed in the next 3 months. He said on Friday, "We hope to come to a conclusion, and moving that forward is something that is going to be my primary focus over the next 3 months. I'm definitely staying until April, and I've told the PGA Tour and I've told representatives from PIF that that is my priority." The PGA Tour revealed just hours before the deadline that they were still in negotiations with PIF and Strategic Sports Group, SSG, an American investor. Pelley now anticipates that the deal will be finalized within the next 3 months, despite the delays. "We hope to reach a conclusion, and moving that forward is going to be my primary focus over the next 3 months, he stated on Friday. "I've made it clear to the PGA Tour and PIF representatives that I plan to stay until April because that is my top priority. I still believe it. That's the reason we entered into the framework agreement, and we need to move it forward." Pelley confirmed his departure 3 months ahead of schedule, with the Canadian returning to his home country as president of Maple Leaf Sports Entertainment, MLSE, this April. The tour boss admitted he opted to wait 3 months to officially change roles to help get golf's framework agreement over the line. "I'm definitely not leaving for 3 months, and that's the primary reason," the 60-year-old added. "I still think so. We need to proceed with the framework agreement since that is the reason we entered into it." 3 months ahead of time, Pelley announced his departure. The Canadian will return home in April to take up the role of president of Maple Leaf Sports Entertainment, MLSE. In order to facilitate the passage of golf's framework agreement, the tour boss acknowledged that he chose to postpone his official role change by 3 months. The 60-year-old continued, "I'm definitely not leaving for 3 months, and that's the main reason. I had a conversation with the DP World Tour chairman and the nomination committee to stay on to try to bring the framework to a conclusion. Unifying the game is something that I think we all want. If it happens, it would be very gratifying, especially to me." Pelley will take over at MLSE, which owns a number of Canadian sports teams, including the Toronto Maple Leafs, Toronto FC, and the Toronto Raptors, after leaving the tour. Guy Kinnings, the current deputy CEO and director of the Ryder Cup, will take over as the new leader of European golf. On the back of his appointment, Kinnings said, "It has been a privilege to work closely with Keith since I joined the tour in 2018. He set out to transform the European Tour Group, and unquestionably he has done that. It will be a huge honor to take on this role in April and I am immensely proud to have been given this responsibility. I will continue to work closely with Keith, Eric and the board over the next 3 months to ensure a seamless transition. In order to build on what our tour has accomplished recently, I am looking forward to working with our players, staff, and partners in the game, as well as our very impressive executive leadership and senior management teams."